I'm Precinct 81, Chairman Sanford Russell.
Well, you're County Chair.
I am silent. I'm Precinct no Sager.
No Sager.
My name is Harry Harkin. I'm running for the at-large position for the Lone Star Groundwater Conservation.
Kendall Toller for representing Congressman Brady.
Hi.
Advertising a party that Congressman Brady is going to be putting on. Barbecue will be.
I have plenty of flyers if anybody wants any information about that.
And then, do you have any candidates?
I'm Melissa Miller, candidate for Miller. I'm the Republican nominee.
And Mark.
I'm currently state representative for House District 15. And I'm also running for the office of county judge in Montgomery County.
It's our speaker tonight, who is elected in 2014 House Representative, State Representative, District 15. And he's serving his second term. He's currently running for Montgomery County Judge. And he's going to speak to us tonight on why and what he can do for us and why we need to get out and vote.
Thank you, sir. I'm going to stand right here and look closely at that. You do that.
Let me sheet.
Is this good?
Yeah.
All right. Everybody can see and hear me now? First of all, my name is Mark Keough, and I'm currently the state representative for House District 15. I'm completing my second term. I made a deal with the group down in District 15, which is Oak Ridge, Shenandoah, Rayford Road area, 6% of Con Road, the Woodlands. My deal was, look, if you elect me, I will do a full 2-year term, and we knew at that time that I was going to run for county judge. So when we came back, had some significant legislation. I reminded them that I would continue with my term. I've got this other project that I'm working on, which is to run for the county judge position. But I have to tell you, I still have been involved. I've been going to most of the committee hearings in my human services and also in my position as vice chair of international trade and intergovernmental affairs. This week I'm in August. Meeting in Austria, which will be on Thursday and Friday. But the significance of that for me is that as I have opportunity to be the county judge, I bring some things to the table that a lot of commissioners and a lot of county judges are unable to bring. That has to do with legislative experience. You know, in going there, you meet with the group in county affairs. There are things that go on that are going to affect Montgomery County. And as far as I'm concerned, we'll have a team that, when it's in session, will be watching daily about what's coming up and what's coming up in county affairs. As it affects us, you can count on your county judge going there and stumping, if you will, from Montgomery County and weighing in on what takes place. The county judges who do that are very, very effective at what they do. But most really don't. They take their cues from various organizations, special interest groups, of which some of those groups are really, really good. But at the same time, I think it's important that I represent the values and the ideals of what the Montgomery County people are interested in. Whether it has to do with transportation, whether it has to do with CPS issues, all of that stuff, which I've been involved in, there is all of those things that we're going to continue to be involved in within the county level. This is the 85th session, and it was a great time. I have to tell you, it has been my greatest honor to serve in the Texas House of Representatives, to be able to present legislation, to be able to be on the chamber floor to be able to fight for my district and for our values on the chamber floor, and to stand against groups alone. That was, I got to tell you, it was a tad painful at times, and but it was an awesome experience, and I truly thank God for it. And I thank the people of Montgomery County and certainly in my district. One of the things I also tell people is I'll say to them, I'll tell them that I'm a state representative, but you're not my legislator. Well, the fact of the matter is all the people of the state of Texas are my constituents. Why? Because I vote on all the bills. I can weigh in on all the bills. And I can stand up and I can argue for, I can argue against, and have had opportunity to have somewhat of an influence on some of the stuff that has gone through the Texas House. So I got to tell you, it's been a great opportunity. The reason I decided to run for county judge was because as we were in the House, we just saw that there were some needs that were being addressed, discussed those with those who were in charge, really still are. It just felt like the voice of the people needs to be heard. You know, it's when I do forums or when I talk, and I talk to other legislators or I talk to government officials, one of the things I hear from many different people is, you know, being in governance sometimes is very difficult because you have to make hard decisions on behalf of the people, and you have to make decisions for them, and what you think is best for them. That's a little bit of a problem for me. The reason I say that is because my experience with the people of Montgomery County and my district is they know what's best for them, and they expect me to go and represent them. And so there have been a number of times in our county and around in other counties where the people I don't believe have been properly represented. And it's my goal to represent you. I felt strongly enough about this that as I have talked to people, if I spend time talking to people, after I became an elected official as a legislator, and I went to those people I knew did not vote for me. It was a great experience because I said, look, I know that you didn't vote for me. It's okay. America is a great place. It's a republic. We can vote for whoever we want. And there's good losers, there's bad losers, there's good winners, there's bad winners. You understand a bad loser. He's worked hard, he's lost, and he's just angry about it. A bad winners is tough. Because now you have to, as you are in governance and you are representing the people, guess what? You represent all the people that didn't vote for you. And so it was my position in the very beginning, and even as late as today, in talking with some individuals that we kind of started going around and spending time in various individuals, companies, whatever, with an understanding that, hey, most vote for incumbents. I know you didn't vote for me, but you know what? I'm still going to be your county judge. So that means I'm going to represent you. So God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth. Do the best you want to talk. So tell me what's important to you. It sounds very noble, but I really believe that. We can be politicians. We can, for lack of better terms, we can play with each other's minds, strategize against each other. I talked to one individual recently at a fundraiser. He said, you know, I love my job, but I hate the politics. And what I said to him is, stop being a politician. You just go there and do what's right. And when you do that, you will bring a measure of stability and calm to everybody when you do that. And so, as county judge, that is one of my highest goals, is to bring the county together, and some of the drama that goes on, and it just seems like at every level of government, as you know, there's lots of drama. But there doesn't have to be. And I think that being a force for what is right, that represents the people, and what brings like unity, is what will bring stability to the county. And I have to tell you, I applaud Dr. Walden. I can't say this enough. We started in the 60s, the Republic. It's amazing where we're at. 80, 85%. So it's easy to sit here and say we've got all these Democrats and we've got veto signs and all the rest. And the fact of the matter is that we may have those, but for so many of us as Republicans, it's easy to get lulled to sleep. And it's kind of easy to sit there and go, well, we're going to get elected either way. And that maybe is the case, but who knows about next time, about the next time. That's why I share this wherever I go, to all of us involved, all of us who call ourselves Republicans. A house divided against itself cannot stand. I didn't write that. And Abraham Lincoln wasn't the first to say it. You know, he said back in the 1800s about the North and South and slavery. He did say something profound. Is any way you look at it, a house divided against itself cannot stand. And one house is going to rise at the expense of the other. Any way you look at it. His deal was the union was going to say, well, you know, many of us are here right now. I say, well, you know, I'm not sure I'm going along with that. Somebody else said that previously. He said the book of Mark. Jesus said that. Itself cannot stand. So one of the things that is so important to me as county judge is I believe it's my responsibility to bring unity to the county and to ensure that our commissioners have whatever they need to perform at their very best, and that we are protected, that our law enforcement is protected, that we are transparent, and that we do not rule. County judge is not the king. We serve. So with all that in mind, I thought, you know, what better way to really figure this out and to really let people know is to write it down. You go to my website, and I made a contract with Montgomery County. Now I got to tell you, I got the idea of the contract from Montgomery County years ago. But mine isn't this thick. And but it does have some principles that just share with you the outline principles. And I thought that we had some here tonight, so please forgive me for not having a stack of them because I've got tons of them. And my wife is going out knocking on the door, handing out the contract. We're still waiting to read our push cards. We're waiting on those. We'll have those, what day? So Wednesday? People who are knocking on doors. But I put it, it's over here. You can read it afterwards. If you agree with these things, I guess you can sign it. You can see the people who have signed it in various places that we've been. And I started doing that when we started out in our original campaign. I announced I was going to run for and just some brief things. The first one, which is to me is so important, because it represents that we are a republic, which means we represent you. You decide who you want that best represents your values. You send them off, and they've got some choices. They can either vote the way the people want them to vote, or they can vote against the people and take their chances next round. And as I went to the House, I always asked, what is best for my district? What is best for the state? And does it violate my conscience? Because it's possible that it can violate your conscience. Of which I decided at that time I'm not going to vote for anything like that, and I'll take my chances with the voters next round. I haven't found that to do yet. But I asked that question, and so I came up with elected officials are servants of the people. They do not rule, they serve. Second is that actions of elected officials are transparent and beyond reproach. I commit to you that as we go through our calendar each time we meet Commissioners Court, I will have read supporting information and supporting data having to do with things like the consent calendar and other things like that. And what I found is that in so many places, I'm not saying here, I know that for a fact, but I do know in the places that some places I've been, even in the legislature, there are many, many people who just stand up and who say they represent you. Special interest groups have handed them a bill, and when I have questioned them in committee on that bill, they did not know what was in their own bill. I'm just going to tell you, that is a fact, and every legislator will admit that to me. I called them out of the carpet. In fact, I won to vote, my chairman asked me to vote again. He thought I missed it. And I finally stood up and I said, look, I can't vote. As the legislator argued with me, I said, how can I vote for that when you don't even know what's in your own bill? Good guy, too. I hate to say it, it made me feel terrible, but the fact of the matter is that don't you think it would be important to read what we're passing? So that I get transparency can only happen that we're above reproach and we're actually looking at this stuff. Another one is county government is always going to function as fiscally responsible and accountable and citizen of Montgomery County. We go on and on about fiscal responsibility. Just here to tell you that we're very keen and tuned with that, and we're very much interested in looking at the numbers. I will tell you, there are two sides to every story. And Proverbs say, man that listens to one side is a fool. So I'll hear the newspaper say one thing, and then I'll go and hear something else. I'll see an individual say something, and the those who are reporting on it, or those recording over there will say another thing. And you know, so much of it gets convoluted. It's like if I come to you, and I say a sentence to you, and then you repeat the sentence, and then you repeat the sentence, and by the time it gets all the way around to here, the sentence I started with, what have you found? It doesn't match that anymore. So I suppose we can always get to original manuscripts and the original deal here for ourselves and study for ourselves. That's the greatest guarantee that it's going to move forward without error. And so as we think about the budget, there's a number of different sides to the issue. I sat through all the budget hearings. So excited about what's taking place with our new budget office, questioning various things, and bringing the table things. And so it's going to be exciting. So I have opportunity to be involved in that and with Commissioner support. Also, countywide mobility and infrastructure coordination is essential for facilitating the growth of Montgomery County. May I ask you all a question, and I want you to tell me honestly. How many of you enjoy waiting in traffic? Raise your hand. I left myself a half hour to get from my home to a meeting that I had off at 2:42 today with a group of people up by I-45. I thought, I've been on 242 a lot. I don't remember it being like this. Then I started thinking, what was I doing? I just started 242. It was packed. It took my son a half hour to get from Alden Ridge to I-45. He dropped me just before me, and I came this close to being late, thinking I'd need myself 10 to 15 minutes of time. 1097. Places on 105. 1488. These are huge issues that as we move forward and we come up with all fairly wide mobility, which we will immediately start working on my election. We're going to have the opportunity to really look hard at that and see what's going to take to move traffic. Listen, here's the problem. This is Pachyderm Club. You guys are here because you want to learn more and you want to grow more, just how things work. And as I think about developers, and as I think about individuals putting in roads, and I think about engineering companies, I think about the individuals that live in those areas, for people in positions to influence one way or another, there are a lot of factors. You know, the developer that bought that property, that's his property. There's one group put in, so they're going to put in 600 houses and they put it in the mud district, and they were blaming me for the mud. The fact that the guy was putting in houses, and I basically said, look, you live in America, you have the Constitution, we have property rights, they can do what they want. You can do what you want, you can vote in certain ways, you can get stuff to put on a referendum, or whatever the case may be. The fact of the matter is the developer has rights, the engineers have rights, the citizens have rights. I'm on my way home from Austin. I keep hearing this deal about grassroots and establishment, and I have to tell you, it's a difficult one. I'm going to tell you why. On my way to speak, the House Library was telling me one day how fast they can get things done. I called them and I told Ruth, I said, Ruth, I need to give the House Library, I need to find out how many businesses are in my district. And then I need to find out how many people live in the district who are working in those businesses. She goes, let me see what I can do. The best they could do was tell me there's a lot of people in the district working in those businesses. But they did tell me we had about 5,000 businesses, small businesses. That's a lot of businesses. I mean, think about that. And most of the people are in those businesses. So I'm thinking, wait a second. You have the residents who are all working in the businesses, and you have the businesses that work against each other. Somebody explain that to me. How does that work? Whatever we do has to be good for the citizenry. It has to be good for the places where they work. We're going to guarantee them their rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It's got to be good for everybody. And there's a way to do that. And the way you do that is not to put your thumb on people and say, we're going to do what we think is best for you. But it's to talk to the people and get buy-in from the people. I'll tell you what I've noticed about a county judge south of here, who I have the greatest respect for. Number one, he's got lots of legislative experience. But when they want to do something, they don't all of a sudden present it and then go stumping. They start calling, they have community meetings. And he goes from place to place. And they have a team and they present this. And they tell the people why it's important. Because you all just told me you don't want to wait in traffic. But you don't want their road coming in. And in my position, trying to give the commissioners everything they need, they're fighting to do the right things. My goal is to get in and help them get all the resources they need so that you guys and all of us who are citizenry, that this whole growth thing that we're experiencing will benefit all of us as it heads to East County, which is amazing what's going on over there. And then as it heads north and it heads out west, the roads that are going through and all the rest. And so I see my job is to bring us all together so that there's an understanding. Somebody said, Mark, you can't do that. You can't get out there and figure all this stuff out, get people to go over. Let me tell you something, man. I sold $95,000 cars for 14 years. You think that was easy? Northside Lexus. So I do believe it can be done if we operate from the principle we got 2 ears and 1 mouth. And learn to listen. And we have a case. If the road should not go here, and it really should, then one group should be able to jam it down everybody's throat. While at the same time, if it should, and there's a special interest group that is vying, struggling for power, they should not be able to stand up and have you guys be affected by it. You see, like I was saying earlier, there's 2 sides to every story. As I represent you, my highest glory is to represent you. That's what you elected me to do. Lastly, Montgomery County is first. I believe that the distinctive nature of places where people live is important. I don't care what religious book you look through. There is a history. It's about people. It's about their relationship to government. It's about borders, and it's about their customs and values. I don't care what you look at. And so it is, I believe, with our country. It is with our states. It is with our counties. It is with our cities. It is with our municipalities. It was so funny the other day. I was at a meeting. This lady said to me, "How long have you lived in Montgomery County?" I said, "Well, I live in Montgomery County." She said, "I was saying, I moved here. Been in Texas since 1980. I moved here in 1996. Where'd you come from?" "Well, I was raised in New York." She said, "Well, it sure sounds like Richie. You said Montgomery County." I said, "Montgomery." I said, "What you said right here?" She said, "Montgomery County, not Montgomery." I thought, man, have you ever heard that? It's like I say Marriott, you say Marriott. You say Potato. So it ends there. We have a certain language. We have borders that are important to us. And we have a culture. As I look at the culture in South County, as I look at the culture in East County, and West County, and North County, it is all laced with the same values. I don't care what you say. I've been all over this place. I've put out signs all year myself, gone all around and talked to all these people. 1,150 square miles. People told me in the House of Representatives, you're so lucky in such a small district. Small district, I told 108,000 people down there in South Carolina. Are you kidding me? And then I went out and explored all of Montgomery. And I have to tell you, it's unbelievable. But we have a set of values that we must hold. And a set of ideas. We do have our own swagger, our own kind of language. We shouldn't have our own borders. You don't believe it, we struggle what's going on. How they have put together all these various things just on 249 and the toll road and all the rest and other things. I'm at a church we're in Harris County, in Houston's ETJ. We bought 4 acres from an established 8-acre property. We bought one church and they kept the other one and we developed a relationship. I had to get approval from Harris County for a plat, Montgomery County for a plat. I mean, it's unbelievable what takes place. There are specific borders that are important to us. We're approximately the 3rd county ever to rise up in Texas. And I have to tell you that from the very beginning, this is how we have been. We have a great legacy, a great history. It is the greatest honor now for me to serve. We'll be approaching 600,000 people. Can you believe that? 600,000 people in jail. That's amazing. We work side by side with the commissioners. The past is the past. It's today, it's us. We are Republicans. It is Montgomery County. We can do this. So my last one is Montgomery County is first. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And I ask for your vote. Questions? Is there questions?
How do you say tomato?
Yes. We have questions or comments?
We have
Bernadette.
2 airports in this side in proximity of Montgomery County. What do you envision in the type of industry that you would try and seek out to bring them to Montgomery County, bring them to Conroe area, so that our future youth through Lone Star, when they graduate, they can have a job because they don't have any industry up here in the way. And the families are being separated when they grew up together. They're kind of moving away and leaving the parents. So what do you think the growth will be towards the transportation, keeping the kids here when they graduate, and the 2 airports will play an important part?
That's an exciting question, times 3. But here's the deal. First of all, we're doing this discussion. I'm going to give you an example of what we've done. And this happens overseas. I went to South Africa. I spoke in a church in South Africa. They gave me 14 hours to do a weekend seminar over there. Typically, they go to the people who are in the bush and all the rest. But these were a group of Afrikaners who typically were Dutch, and never just spoke Afrikaans language. And one of the things that they talked about was the brain drain. And they said because they have moved with a socialistic culture, that the students are graduating from school and they're leaving the country. The best thing that we can do if we want to keep our kids here and in proximity, first of all, I prayed that my 3 daughters and their sons would never leave Texas. So Rebecca moved to Graham, Texas with her husband. She's the pastor's wife.
Industry.
Well,
That's
right. She went out there, and I'm thinking, man, she's in Texas, but it takes me a whole day to get there still. It's a big place. So we don't want that to happen. The business community, listen, is essential that we are successful, that our product, that our finances are in order, and we are a financially equipped community to be able to accommodate that, to do whatever we need to do to accommodate our airport. And as there is movement in and out, there is some controversy over the fact that we spent money put into customs, you know, at the airport. There's controversy over that. And my feeling about that is if we have people flying from somewhere else, we don't really want to have somebody in check. But our kids, they can be educated here, but I wish I could say that my daughter, who I prayed would never leave and was in Graham, wouldn't have moved with her husband to Alexandria, Virginia. She wouldn't. And so no matter what we do, the kids are always their thinkers, they're going to do what they want to do. I can tell you this, you make it economically possible. My son is here, my oldest daughter is here, my other daughter is her husband is a medical doctor at A&M, they live in Flower Mound, and we are in close proximity. We have what we call vacant delay coming up, we go vacation.
What you is this? You like to get.
But this is part of it, this is wonderful.
What industries you would say.
Any industry.
Would fit in. But
Any
you can't
industry
divide the whole.
Here's the
We've got to have a certain niche that they would say, this fits this kind of industry. What would it be?
Okay, well, I'll tell you the number one industry right now. It's hard for everybody to believe. Texas, the growth is medical. Let me tell you, if you look at the chart where we were back in the 80s, oh yeah, and it was oil and gas production. You look at it today, that's why Texas was so successful in surviving the whole issue with when they had this downturn. And people were coming here. Which, by the way, I think it's great that people come. There's a reason why they want to come. I don't understand why they want to come. And then they get here and they want to change this to be what they just left. Exactly. And they don't want it to be like that. So they want to change. So anyway, that's the medical is one. Oil and gas certainly is another.
Number two, how are you going to speed up the process of studying the flood issue? Because they got all this money and they're going to sit and they're going to talk and talk. There's going to be another 5 years talking to the money going out the door.
That's on the course. Harris County is already working with administration. This is reality. Let me tell you, I sat in, I've been in committee meetings, I sat over at the one over in Keough, when the governor called this meeting, and I stumped for Montgomery County. I stumped for not lowering the lake. And the reason that I did, and I told the people in Harris County, I said, just imagine where you would have been if the lake had been lowered when on Lake Conroe you could see off my dock 60 feet. And it's normally up to here. That would have shut down Houston and we wouldn't have gotten any water. So, you know, I stumped for us. I got it in an airplane. I flew from the airplane from Conroe Airport here. I flew over to Lake Conroe. I flew all the way down to Lake Houston. I quit counting the amount of sand pits that were in the middle of the river. I quit counting the amount of garbage in the terms. And my question to them was, what are we doing about this deal where we're trying to pour a gallon of water into an 8-ounce glass? It was interesting, the city council member down in Houston, where I did my research, somebody right after the tax day flood came up with this idea. Lake Houston had been built in 1953, and not one time had ever been judged or really dredged or really maintained. Not once. And yet you see all this going on Lake Conroe, it's constant. Whether it's for commercial, whether it's people putting in docks, whatever. They're doing it. And you know what they've started to do? They're looking at the way the water is egress out there. So, contrary to what, and they've not really publicized it. A lot of the fact of the matter is, there are things happening. I have studied it, I've studied for it, I've supported it, and I've supported the movement as fast as we can. But remember, the water issue and the river issue, the Central River Flood is a state issue. And only do so much as a county guy. But here's the deal. I can go there and I can talk to the committee. I can walk onto the floor of the House of Representatives during session and go inside the chamber, inside the building. I can talk to them.
Builders coming in, developing these new communities, tearing down the trees, creating more of our situation. How would you be able to say, you know what, we're going to start taking a look at community building?
Well, I think we should look at that, and I think one of the causes of our flooding is because we've taken away the watershed. I mean, let's be honest. Can we be honest? I mean, if you put concrete there, it's not going to draw water.
Are you going to really step in and say no more of that?
No. How can I say no more building to people who own their property?
No, But I mean, make somebody else ask the
I'm
question.
going to move on.
You have a question back there?
If I may just finish. Builders have the same rights that you have in property ownership. Can't forget that. This is a constitutional right, life, liberty, and property. And don't forget, before it became life, liberty, and happiness, in the Articles of Confederation that came out of the Constitution, it was changed to happiness for property. Because some of the fathers of our country believed that they did not want to go back to a feudal system that they had here, and didn't believe we should have the right to pass property on from generation to generation. I don't believe it. I don't think y'all do either. Anyway, another question.
Located precinct 25 sheriff. Just to end on yours, I don't believe that taxpayers should be liable for the new developments or paying for the drainage. That should be the developer's responsibility. And you know, when I lived in Spring, I was paying a DD6 tax for 20 years, a drainage ditch tax. Then they turn around and refinance it, and then it's never paid. Okay, that ends on that. Where I'm getting at is that, all right, I'm in a position now to have a house built on my own property. I'm in a double wide now, but I'm in odds of doing that. I'm almost feeling like, why should I build in Montgomery County? Because if I can build a house for $150,000, why in the hell would I want to do that for the tax assessors to turn around and say, you know, Phil and Nita, that house is worth $350,000. That's what you're going to be paying your taxes at. You know, this is my last house if I do it. I don't want to be paying, you know, $7 grand a year on taxes, and I'm on a fixed income in my retirement years. And why am I paying on a sale price before I've even attempted to try and sell? So, you know, with that, bonds, you know, they keep coming up with
There a question. You talk about property tax.
Sure. Yes.
Just for a second.
Yeah. Let's just go with that.
Let me talk about property tax. First of all, I came out with 3, even 4 bills that would bring some control. We talked about constitutional cap. We talked about election of the individuals on the board. We talked about election of the individual who is the chief appraiser. We talked about electing the individuals who are on the board that where your arguments from, and tell them why you should or should not. We thought we should put that back in the hands of the people. That was co-authored and joint authored with Will Metcalf. Isabel was involved, Brandon, we all were. Will's got hurt. Never made it out of committee. Let me tell you something. That's a problem for me. We stayed there for 5 months. And then stayed almost an additional 3 months. We were there 8 months this year, and one of the biggest issues was to settle property tax issues, which, by the way, that's determined by state law. Yes. And the bill that was given to us, this issue given to us, was a huge problem to us, in that it created just more government. So neither one of them passed, as it relates to us here. When I was running, you know, the issue of tax increases, or as it relates to county issues, I'm in control of it. I would say it relates to school. Well, I'm in control of it. It's a state issue. But as it relates to the county, do you realize that we were one of 12 counties since 1989 when they passed the homestead exemption opportunity? We were one of 12 that never received it until this year. And by the time it came through, they had already certified the appraisals, and so it was a 140% increase over a 10-year period in our appraisals. After the tax issue, it dropped to 133% in rate drop. So the effective rate, even though it has been at one place, you have paid more than that, and the people who have built the community are getting taxed out of their houses. We built the community. We just stayed the effective tax rate. And it's not that hard to do. As the appraisals go up, the rate goes down. So that is the plan. Let's see how that gets voted through. That's the one thing.
Can I comment on something?
Yeah.
The other comment, sorry, they do it. They've done it in Houston because I own property in the Heights.
Yes.
Okay. And what they did here in our subdivision, at least with me, I think other homes too, I was appraised with one value. They come through, they double the land value, and then cut the improvement value by 50,000. In other words, the net result is my appraised value is 50,000 less. I said, I told the guy, I don't know what you're going to do. Well, this year, what they did, they come back and now they jacked the improvement value up. And all of a sudden now my house is back up to where it was before. So why was it worth, say, 175,000, 225, then 175, now it's back up to 225. And I live in River Plantation.
Well, let me say
I mean, that's known as a flooded subdivision.
Sure. Let me say this.
That's what really, and they do that in Houston. I say, I've seen it on property.
I noticed schools learn how to do those things.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what makes you think these guys are criminals and how they manage those appraisals. That's what it amounts to.
First of all, let me say this. When they do that and what they've done so far, nobody told me and asked me what I cost. So you know what? I put footwork to it. I ran for the legislature and I tried to pass legislation. And I thought, what is the greatest opportunity for me to benefit me, my community, my district in Montgomery County? Is to get involved at the very best, highest level I can, where I can have the loudest pulpit to speak these very things, because I think that it's a travesty, that it's not right. We are taking in so many people. There's 4,000 homes a month up in Woodlands Hills off of Highway 830 that are coming in. That should add to the tax base. So, in my judgment, with growth that we have, population growth plus inflation at best, and that's where we should remain. And if you look at my contract, if you go and sign this thing, which talks about that, just sign it. Then you go back and you say, hey, Keough, gave me your card, I got your cell phone. You told me 100 days ago you were going to start working on this. I haven't seen any progress.
What is your influence with respect to 545? Because they tell plan for the next 10 or 15 years, do something like 45, which is the main street of Montgomery County. And typically they come in, let's widen it, let's do this, let's just put more, so we can put more cars on. But does the county, the view of the county, have some influence to say maybe we could go and put a big branch off 249 going up on the side through Golden, where there's a lot of expansion. Montgomery, going up, come up down the San Houston Forest and bypass all the work they would do on 45, because the more you expand it, and that's where I say there's, if you have influence in that, I encourage you to do that.
Let me share something. I can only influence what I can influence. But I do know this. If I go and I talk to the state, I meet in their hearings, where all of these things, many of these things are brought before decision makers in Austin. They've given us approval for various things. I do know this. If I go there not properly representing you, I can tell you right now, they're going to go pretty much with what they want to do, especially if it goes along with what I believe I want, because governance is hard, and sometimes I have to make the best decisions for the people. That's nonsense, and that's exactly what happened with 241. It's over. That's exactly what happened. In our county government, they went and they stumped over here, and they presented it. We didn't have 1,000 signatures. We just didn't have time against that being told of. But you know what? They turned around and said that we all agreed on it. And then we voted, and we saw, what was that? What was the percent about? 85% of people were against toll roads in general. Wait a second. And then Grimes County goes there, and their county judge, and their commissioners, county judge, and some others, they went to the state and they said, no, we don't want that road. We'll take it, but we're not going to pay for it, and we're not going to be told. And you know what? They got 24 miles of road that they're not paying for, not being told. You say, well, it's just a farm road. Well, a farm road 1488 up there. There's no charge. Come on, and here's the deal. When it comes down to it, I've signed a pledge. If people don't vote for it, I'm not going to do it when it comes to toll roads. But I think if the people want it, and it makes sense, and we need to do it right now, and I'm able to go out with people and show you the value, I believe if it needs to be, y'all will vote in favor of it. But you're not going to do it, and you're certainly not going to do it if you just go there You say we want it, when there were people that do want it. Don't misunderstand it. I'm not saying there weren't. The fact of the matter is, we know how everybody feels about this. I was never against 249. I'm not against 249 today. We need that transportation. But you know what? We didn't even ask. We didn't even ask. Hey, would you guys just do this for us? Since we're one of the most powerful economic communities in the state of Texas. So, Governor Abbott and your guys, you have more votes out of our county and the Republican Party and all you guys in charge over there. We've had more influence on what you do, and you're telling me you won't help us with this road when we've just taken all this money that was coming from gas tax that was going to education and put it out towards roads, and we're not going to be able to partake of that? So here we are on our 14 miles in Montgomery County, paying for it and being told on it. Grimes County did the Todd Mission with kaboom, free, no toll.
I think
That's what your people are doing.
Get up to a point,
It's
and then
amazing.
take a Y off of that road to minimize your time on that road and go on up, like I say, through Montgomery or Montgomery, that way.
But here's the, you can tell I'm passionate about this.
Yeah.
And I'm passionate because I'm a citizen.
But they won't take the toll back.
No, but
The road is paying for it, take the toll back.
When he gets on that seat, he'll do it.
Let me say
the issue is, how much more do you want to load on 45? If you've been down 290, you've seen what they've done to that road, and how long it took. You don't want that to happen. And so that's why being 45, obviously, most of the growth is really west. Like you say, 1488, out that way.
well, I have talked about this very issue with a number of groups that have some influence on this. I have to tell you, the traffic jam that happens at 99 and I-45 with the trucks coming from the ship channel and all the rest, I mean, it's unbelievable what's taking place and from Port of Houston and all the rest. So all I can say is that we're ways away. It is a state road dealing with those guys, but we can just do influence. There's some research being done in alternative. Any more
So
questions?
I'll live on a positive note. So my wife and I just moved to
This is all
Montgomery
positive
County.
because we're moving in the right direction.
Yeah, Montgomery County 2 months ago, and we chose to retire here. And we lived in Denton County, and we lived next to Collin County. We lived in Louisville next to Flower Mound.
Yeah.
And I told my friends in Denton County there are too many Democrats because Montgomery County delivered 100,000 excess votes, and Denton only delivered 40,000. You mean? And so I think it made the right decision. And just back to Montgomery County. So this is the third Montgomery County I've lived in. I lived in Montgomery County, Maryland, Montgomery County, Virginia. Now I'm in Montgomery County, Texas.
I'm so tired of Googling Montgomery County.
And I went to the school, the high school.
I didn't think you did that. Oh, this is.
So I went to the high school down the road from Richard Montgomery High School in Maryland, which all these counties are named after. He's a Civil War, he's a Revolutionary War general turned, hero of the Republic. So I thought that was great. But, back to the economics, the lady was talking about jobs. Verizon is getting ready to roll out 5G. And they've chosen the launch city as Houston Metro. And so to me, if you talk about jobs in the future, the county needs to, try to make Montgomery County the best in class for that rollout. They're here, they're ready to invest capital, and what they need is a lot of antenna spots. You mean?
And what they need more important than that is stable county government.
Well, I agree.
I'm telling you, there are companies that have not come here
Yep.
because they're concerned about it. I don't need to say they are coming here, don't misunderstand. They are coming and all the rest, but that being said,
Yep.
I'm with you. Listen, I'm
Hey, you got my
I'm so
vote.
Texas, man, I'm so Montgomery County. This is a home of the Texas flag. I even wear it on my shirt. Montgomery County first. And we can't do this anymore. Thank you all.
I'm sorry, just one more question.
No, we're done with questions. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you. And Mark has signs there, and I'm sure if anybody wants to block, make phone calls.
Oh, yeah. When he'll put out signs and I'll bring the rules.
And I noticed we had one more candidate coming in, Dale Inman.
What?
One more candidate coming in.
Sorry, you caught me off guard.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
My name is Dale Inman. Most of you know me. I'm running for Conroe Independent School District Position 1.
four-person race, so I appreciate your vote. And I really came here because the Pachyderm Club. Hi at home, hi Mom. But I appreciate your vote, and I'm basically, basically 3 points of my platform. The kids gotta have the education. We've gotta have someone speak for the taxpayer and help the taxpayer out, and our schools have to be safe. There's this stuff's coming here with the schools, safety issues. But our kids gotta get eligible for the jobs tomorrow, whatever that looks like, career, vocational, technical training, college educated. But when they get into high school, they need to have a marketable skill.
What do, give me one bad that you noticed in the school system here that made you decide to run to improve it. What would that be?
The $22 million the CISD is getting this cycle with 1,500 more students, about $15,000 per student increase. And they're saying it's not enough, we need a bond, $15,000 is not enough per child. Now they'll find ways to spend it, but I'm also pushing for new school dollars have to go into the classroom with the teachers, not admin, football stadiums, coaches' salaries, those kind of things. That's right, let's give it up.
There'll be a class for those that are going to be doing log walking and such. We're primarily set up with the precinct chair that anybody willing to work to get out the vote is welcome. It'll be at 6:30 tomorrow evening at the Grace School of Theology, which is just a little over 1 mile west of I-45 on 242. It'll be covering block walking, how to identify voters, also a little bit on the job of the precinct chair. Question?
When you say get out the vote,
Yeah.
give me an example of what you mean get out the vote.
Going door to door, passing out
So you knock on the door, they open the door, what would you want?
Most of them don't open the door and start smelling.
If
They do. Just tell them, here's who I'm supporting, we'd like to turn on the vote, do you have any questions?
It's
Not
really
very hard
easier
to
than
get.
Is there using the advantage app or using the quick question survey?
everybody has their own flavor. Anybody, any members who want a badge, a Pachyderm badge, we're selling it for $10 a piece. Please go ahead and put your name on here. If you don't have the money, we can wait till you do have a $10 bill. But if you want to order a badge, stinking badge, just put your name on here, please.
And our next meeting
Thank you.
is
See
October
you. Thank you very much.
16th.
Thank you. I appreciate you all.
See you tomorrow. Thank you.
Our next meeting is October 16th on Tuesday. It's going to be here, but hopefully in the room on the other side. And we're having a Brandon Craig. He's going to speak. So I hope y'all.
Brandon Craig.
And hope y'all come and for coming tonight.
Here's our newsletter too. You can get one by email. Newsletter right here.